So is our G&T module, super useful. This stands for gates and triggers. You can take your gates and turn them into triggers, or take your triggers and turn them into gates. The gate to trigger section takes a gate signal and gives you a trigger output on both the rise and fall of that gate. The in LED will illuminate while the gate is high. And then the trigger to gate section takes a trig signal to start a gate signal and is normalized to the fall output in the gate and trig section. The gate length knob controls the gate length. So the fall output will generate a trigger at the end of the gate. The out LED will illuminate when the gate output is high. Okay, so I got super complicated. But the main takeaway that I want to show you here is all of this rhythm, all of this timing stuff is coming from one gate output on Pachinko. So I'm running that into the G&T, the gate and trigger. And then I'm using the two outputs, the actual gate output. So that's passing this straight through. And then I'm also using the fall output. So these are kind of, this is just being passed through from this clock, and this is firing once this is done firing. So you get this kind of alternating thing. And then I'm feeding those into channels A and B on flip. And then I'm using the four outputs from that to trigger Beehive, Knit, Atom, and Carve with, again, a noise source from Sample and Hold, Track and Hold going into the VCA. And I'm also using one of the outputs for the level on the Beehive here, and then I'm passing the auxiliary output from the Beehive into the resonance in, and once again molting this noise output and going into the exciter in here. But yeah, like I said, the takeaway is this is all one gate and these two modules. So if you have one use space, and if you have a rack that's this size, it's hard to choose what kind of modules you want to put in there, because you want as much functionality as you can, but you also you only have so much space. So I think G&T and Flip are just, I'm also using a molt here. Molts are always great to have. But these can add, in just such a small amount of rack space, and the one use space can add so much. I can't stress enough how cool this is, that this is just coming from one gate signal. So as I mentioned earlier, you can change the gate length of your incoming signal. Let's see how this affects a patch in a real world situation. So notice we got a nice cool kind of glitchy IDM type thing happening. Watch how once I change the gate length, it kind of gets into some pretty cool swingy territory. Kind of lumbering sounding almost. Like maybe if I turn the tempo down a little bit here. There we go. So yeah, there are a bunch of our utilities being used in one patch. We've got four voices if you count the noise output here, and one sequencer. Oh, I should also mention that I'm using the stepped voltage output. I'm molting that, and I'm sending that into the 1 volt per octave for Atom, Knit, and Beehive. So that's one really cool thing about molts. And I'm triggering this from the original clock output. So yeah, I think I've stressed that enough. Thanks for watching. Please visit Afterlayer Audio if you would like more information on any of these lovely modules that you see in this case.